We begin with a breaking traffic alert here at 5 o'clock and a deadly crash on Southwest Barber Boulevard. It's closed in both directions right now between Southwest Capitol Highway and 30th. This is a live look from the area.
Authorities say 2 vehicles were involved in that crash earlier this afternoon, just east of the Barber Transit Center. 1 woman is confirmed dead. Another person was taken to the hospital. No word yet on their condition. It is also unclear at this point what led up to the fatal crash. This is the Rose City's 35th traffic-related death of the year. We will update you, of course, as we learn more.
Tonight, Portland Public School employees are speaking out, claiming sexual harassment is far too common in the school district. Just this week, a custodian quit her job while speaking during a school board meeting about harassment she faced. Thank you for joining us. I'm Laurel Porter.
And I'm David Molko. Other district employees have filed complaints to both the state and their union. Thomas Schultz has been digging into it all over the past few days. Thomas, you talked to that custodian who quit as well as district officials here. What are they telling you?
David, we spoke to Malik Elker, who says she was sexually harassed at a middle school and asked to be transferred this spring. The school district obliged, sending her to Lincoln High School. Once again, Elker says she faced harassment, leading her to quit.
They sent me to a different school, and I'm having problem in another school.
Earlier this week at a Portland Public School meeting, custodian Malak Elker quit after only a month working for Oregon's largest school district.
Here's my card, my keys.
She claims she faced sexual harassment at 2 different schools. First, at Jackson Middle School, where Elker says a fellow custodian continued to ask her to come to his car during breaks. She told her supervisor of the harassment, who brought the issues to her manager. Elker says her manager told her not to go to HR and that they would handle the situation in-house.
So every day I go to different break rooms, teacher's break room, hiding away from him.
But the problem didn't improve. Elker says after a week of harassment, she emailed HR. A school district spokeswoman says the district received Elker's email on June 22nd and began an investigation immediately. A district official responded right away and interviewed Elker the next day. At her request, the district moved her to a different school, Lincoln High School. But there, Elker says her new supervisor harassed her, continually asking her out to movies.
And he kept asking and asking and asking and asking and asking, like not once a day, a lot of times.
Portland Public Schools says Elker's claim is under investigation and that the district moved quickly once they heard the allegations. In a statement, Portland Public Schools says it will continue to actively and thoroughly investigate any and all reports of sexual harassment. Custodian Gabe Pank is a union steward and says he has heard of several women who have been sexually harassed.
Especially in the last couple of months, people have been coming forward talking about the sexual harassment they've been facing. Repeated comments from other custodians, from supervisors, asking them out repeatedly.
District officials say they have asked Pink to meet 4 times, but have not heard back. Fellow custodian Annika Peterson couldn't meet me today for an interview, but told me via text message she's also experienced harassment on the job. She said a fellow custodian yelled at her and acted like she was dumb because she was a young woman while working at Odyssey Middle School. Peterson says she notified her manager and begged to be transferred to another school. Eventually, her manager switched her hours from 4 to 10 p.m. to 10 to 6 p.m. and transferred her to another school. She told him she couldn't work that shift because she had class in the mornings. The next day, she was fired. Teachers in the district have also complained of sexual harassment.
There are multiple members right now that we are advocating for with sexual harassment cases.
One special education teacher filed a complaint with the Oregon Bureau of Labor and Industries, saying a coworker would touch her shoulder, arms, and head without consent. She alleges this went on from January 2022 until November of that year. In another case, a teacher at Kellogg Middle School alleged the district repeatedly failed to deal with harassment and disciplined the victim for reporting sexual harassment.
It's sending a message that a culture of silence is just the norm.
Now, at the school board meeting, another union member read a statement from a custodian who they called Jane, who alleged a coworker made inappropriate comments about female students. Jane states that custodian would also take pictures of her without her consent. The union member says HR found those harassment claims founded. Jane was told she would receive a formal response from the district, but she never did. David, Laurel.
Thank you, Thomas.
I mean, you're home, man. You're supposed to feel safe at your house. It's supposed to be the one place you go home.
Oh, sheer pain and grief for a father from Damascus. His 12-year-old son killed in what the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office is calling a murder-suicide. And along with the grief is frustration that it happened at all. Tim Gordon spoke with him today. Tim, I can't imagine the pain he's feeling. He thinks the man responsible could have been stopped.
Well, that's right, Laurel. Patrick Landers is convinced that his 12-year-old boy would be alive today if authorities took a suicide threat from the killer seriously. And this is 12-year-old Patrick Landers Jr. in a picture with his father. The boy was killed late Wednesday afternoon at his dad's home, in their home in Damascus. His killer, who authorities identified as 34-year-old Ricochet Kerr of Hillsborough, then killed himself. Kerr is the estranged husband of Landers' adult daughter. The couple were divorcing, and Kerr had a restraining order demanding he stay away. Well, the elder Landers says at a hearing on that restraining order on Tuesday, Kerr claimed he would kill himself, but nobody did anything about it.
The judge granted the restraining order because the guy was just being dumb. Stands up in court, says, I'm going to kill myself. Right there, it should have been over and done. We shouldn't even be having this conversation.
He should have been held.
Yeah. They should have took him in and said, hey.
Now his son is gone, and Landers is beside himself with grief. He says he and Patrick Jr. did everything together, and his son was always happy and playing, especially with his video games. A huge loss, obviously, and a devastated father and family. Now, as for the concern about the court appearance, I did reach out to the court administrators in Washington County, where that hearing was, to ask about protocols if someone threatens self-harm in a courtroom. I've not heard back yet this afternoon.
Oh, we're so sorry for that dad's tragic loss. Thank you, Tim. If you or someone you know is in crisis, know that there is help. All you have to do is call 988 on any phone. It will connect you to a crisis center and a trained counselor.
We are keeping a close eye on a wildfire in Sherman County that forced evacuations at Deschutes River State Recreation Area. Authorities say it sparked Thursday night when somebody tipped over a camp stove. The fire is burning a mile from the mouth of the river on the Sherman County side. That's about 16 miles east of the Dalles. The fire, which has burned about 1,000 acres, is now contained to a canyon, but still not completely out. Let's get to Ashley Graham's now in for Matt this evening. Ashley, the heat and dry conditions, obviously a huge concern.
Right. I think this is just another reminder that you need to be extremely careful, especially when you're recreating, when you're outside, when you're enjoying it. This weekend, we all want to be out there. We all want to enjoy it, but especially when we have these really hot temperatures. This is right now in the Dalles, 98 degrees. And you also notice there is kind of a constant wind right there. And when we have that constant wind, it makes it really difficult to fight fires like this. And also want to point out this very low humidity. You know, once you get under 20%, starts to get extremely dry out there. So we do have this combination of this hot temperatures, dry air, wind, and that makes these types of fires extremely hard to fight. But as we take kind of a look around right now, we are just passing that 90-degree mark here in the metro area, as well in Hillsborough. And as we pull back and take a look at the state, even warm out there on the coast in the 70s. We are going to see this push into the next few days. Tomorrow should be that hottest day. I'll have more on that on the heat advisory across the state and your 7-day forecast after these news stories.
Thank you, Ashley. On Monday, some flight attendants for Alaska Airlines say they're planning to picket in front of Portland International Airport. Their union is negotiating a new contract with the airline and asking for better pay and workplace rules. They also say they have a day of action plan for August 15th at major Alaska hubs. The flight attendants say these won't disrupt services but are educational demonstrations.